Okay, let's go live. Just getting things up and running. Let's get this Zoom to start the recording. Pretty much should go live now. Starting on the Facebook page as well. Perfect. All right, beautiful. Let's launch it, guys. Very good afternoon, Jazz here from Jazz Real Estate Eview Group. I hope you guys are doing great and had an amazing break during Christmas and New Year's. Things are getting normal in our real estate market and activity is pretty strong. So let's jump straight into how the sale of 15 Foleys Road in Deer Park happened and what was the steps taken and what sort of campaign was it and what was the strategy and understanding how we handled the buyer objections and what was the negotiations like, how was the marketing like, how was the preparation like. Let's jump into it straight away without taking much of your time. So we are recording this video. We will be sending it out to our clientele within our database as well. So we're talking about 15 Foleys. I'll do a screen share and explain a little bit more about this amazing home. Let's jump on to this page here. Okay. Screen share, there we go. Hope you guys can see the screen. So we're talking about 15 Foleys Road in Deer Park. Now, let's have a look. Sold in first week. The client is located in WA, in Perth. And this home was on the market initially as well with another agency for about 123 days. So we'll go through the scenario of what happened, how we handled it, what was the difference, why it didn't sell before, and how we got the outcome for the clients this time. Within 9 days on the market, ideally, the property had the offer in the first week, or I'd say the third day of the campaign. Launched on Monday. The first inspection was supposed to be done from Saturday onwards. We started receiving phone calls and inquiries on this home on Tuesday itself. We had requests for private inspections on Wednesday morning. I remember it was 10:30 in the morning. We did the first inspection and we had approximately 7 groups. There was absolutely a surprise for us as well. What we tried to do was we tried to organize a private inspection and thought, while we are heading to the property, let's try to organize an open for inspection. So we put an open for inspection time on the internet itself on Tuesday night at about 8:30. And from Tuesday night, 8:30, up until Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock, we had about 5 to 7 groups approximately visited the property itself. And the person who booked the private inspection, they actually ended up buying the home. Lovely purchases. And they found the home in the right location they were looking for. They did the right thing by putting in an offer straight away. This is something which I encourage everyone. If you like the home, if you have interest on the home and the location itself, and if you think that this is the right home for you, do not wait for other people to jump in, make an offer that could make you save a lot of money or time as well, or perhaps avoid missing out on the home, and then you perhaps would pay a little bit more for the home you would secure eventually. This is something which we see quite common in the market. Have a quick look on the photographs, guys. So what we did with the home itself, the property was tenanted and the tenants were quite long standing and they were amazing tenants as well, with all due respect. And our strategy with the client's discussion was, let's get the tenants out when they are leaving. So we had a discussion about the sale of the home approximately a year before, and we were waiting for the tenancy to expire and tenants to move, and we will perhaps do some work on the property before we launch it, because we knew what were the challenges in the past, why the property did not sell. There were some underlying factors about it as well. So I'll quickly show through some photos from before and after. This is pretty much the after. I should have done the before first, but let's go through some of the photos itself. So this is after the property was vacant. Tenants moved out. We got the house repainted. Property was fully styled, new carpets, landscaping was done. First of all, a big thank you to our suppliers and trades who helped us to prepare this property within a week and a half, and big shout out to our property stylist who's done an amazing work to present the home up to its standards. So we actually organized the property stylist last year. We did a lot of work with them and we found them amazing. And they've done some amazing work and helped our properties sell within a week or so. I think it makes a huge difference when the property is styled. And landscaping was done at the backyard as well. It was a very basic one. So because we have our past experience in property development and renovation, so we knew where the clients should spend money on instead of overcapitalizing on things. So we wanted to keep it cosmetic and made sure that the clients do not overspend. The total spend on the renovation was approximately around $11,000 to $12,000, which could have been a lot more if the clients would have sourced the trades and other suppliers by themselves. And that's why I'm saying that it's a big shout out to our suppliers. The photos of the property from before, and here it is. Probably can't see it. This is how the home looked like before, when it was launched by another real estate company. And this is how the photographs were taken. And you can absolutely see the difference in the way we presented the home itself. That's one. Now coming back to the screen share, I'll go back into the different screen here to showcase the days on market. This one there. Okay. Now, was in the market for 570 to 595. It was in the market for 123 days in 2018. We listed the property on 16th of November. Property was sold on 24th of November, which means we marked it on the internet as sold. However, the property had an offer in the first week on the third day of the launch, which was approximately 18th of November, if I'm correct. Now, coming back to the conversation of how it happened. So the enormous amount of interest which came through, pricing was one factor. Whenever a property is sold or property is sold above the vendor's expectations, generally what I recommend my clients is to have three things in place. Positioning, we can't change that. Presentation of the home, we can absolutely work on that. So we work with our clients to make sure that the properties are presented well. So there's less buyer objections, to make sure the hurdles for the buyers are overcome before we launch it on the market, so to avoid any hiccups or offers coming with a less amounts. So we make sure when we understand the buyer demographic, we understand the requirements and the demands of the marketplace, we ensure the properties are presented up to the standards of the market and what the buyers are looking for. If the analogy is quite similar to what a corporate does, for an example. If Coles is coming to your area and they don't understand what the buyers are looking for and they just start throwing products in the market which the market does not need, what will happen? Products won't sell. So you need to make sure that you understand your market and your market demand and the market's requirements, so you present the house in a way that you make things easier for the buyers as well to make a decision on. So it's a win-win scenario. So it's more about helping the buyers to make a decision easily, and your clients' homes sell much faster than keeping it on the market for a long time. So that was our strategy on this one, to make sure that the house is presented well, buyers can imagine, space can be seen when the house is vacant and the property is styled. It actually added a lot of value. Now, from what my understanding is, the property was priced at 570 to 590 in 2018. The highest offer the clients had at that point of time was 530 to 540. So which was approximately $30,000 to $40,000 under what they were looking for. And they decided to hold on to the property and they will try to sell it after, when the tenancy finishes. Now, when that happened, we priced the property again in a strategic manner, that it was not overpriced in the marketplace to attract a lot of buyers. When the buyers are attracted, when people have seen your home, it's easier to build the price up with the competition. So we priced this home at 590 to 610 or 620, I guess. Now, the vendor's expectation was approximately in the vicinity of 570 to 590 still. It didn't change from 2018. Though the market did shift a couple of times, it was a balanced market from 2018 to 2019, and then from the federal elections onwards, the market started to pick up slowly. It built up the momentum, and we didn't see much changes come through during COVID because we saw the trend and the positioning of the buyers change. There was a lot of influx of buyers coming in from Melbourne CBD towards the suburbs because they wanted more space. Homeschooling was a challenge. People were working from home. They needed a separate study or at least a bigger house and a backyard for the children to play with. Apartment tenants who were looking to buy in the next year and a half or two, they actually put the plans forward. They wanted to buy now and move out of apartments just in case there's another lockdown, which actually saw the market picking up from the first lockdown until the second lockdown in August. We saw the trends of the market going upwards, and then there was a downwards trend for about a couple of months before we came back into the market again. And we could see the spike going back up. Now, coming back to 15 Foleys again, the purchasers who were quite smart, I would say, that they understood that the property is priced correctly, and they actually paid approximately about $30,000 to $35,000 above where the vendors were actually willing to sell. But again, at the same time, what the market price is what the buyers are willing to pay and the vendors willing to accept, and what is the premium the agents can influence to maximize the price. So I believe the vendors achieved approximately $30,000 to $35,000 above what they thought is a fair, reasonable value. They were being reasonable. However, you will only assess and find out the value of the home once you test it on the market. However, to test the property in the market in the right way, your pricing has to be part of your strategy. If you price the property above what it's really worth, then the chances are that you'll have less competition or less people attending the inspections, and your offers start to come in lower. It's just like tenancy. If you ask for asking rent a lot higher, you'll have less tenants and not so ideal application come through. However, and again, you pretty much rely on a magic or miracle to happen, that someone comes in and rescues you out of it. So we see a lot of times that properties don't end up selling, or some properties stay on the market for a long time. Generally, we look at the basics, which is your marketing, your presentation of the home itself, what sort of offers are coming, the feedback from the market itself, and then understanding how the price of the property has been positioned. We've always seen that once you align the price, sometimes the magical buyers, or majority of the times the magical buyers appear, and it's generally the price. So pricing certainly played a crucial role. We could have gone up by being a bit more motivated or ambitious, thinking that the market demand is quite strong, then the property would have stayed on the market for quite a long time, in my personal opinion. Now, the vendors are quite happy. They are traveling at the moment, and I would love to do a live with the vendor, and once she's back, we are going to do a live to share her experience of the sale itself. We know the client from last 6 years or so, and we managed the property for them since the previous agency was managing and tried to sell before we took over the management. And once the tenants were out, we handled the process end to end. The vendors have probably not visited the property in the last 4 to 6 years. So pretty much the property management all the way up to selling, presentation and preparation of the property was done from our trades and our suppliers. And a big thank you to my team for this amazing outcome for our clients, and big congratulations to the purchasers as well. And if you have any questions, guys, please reach out to us on 0435468689 is my number. And we would love to ensure we look after yourself with your property needs and requirements. This is me signing off. You have a lovely day and have a lovely weekend ahead. Thank you so much.